Innovation of State House and pending. Now wacha niwaulize hata nyinyi jameni. Yaani mnataka hii State House ibaki tu hivi mpaka milele?
Yeah, hivyo tu.
What you people should call for is we be rational. There will never be time. No time. We will never have. But let me tell you. Sahi tumerenovate. So what you need to tell me, don't spend any more money on further renovations, isn't it? Juu hiyo nyumba ukiona sahi ni mzuri. Imekuwa renovated. Imechukua ile pesa imechukua. But the point is Hello. But that, by the way, to me, State House had reached a point of shame. It was even now leaking, surely. A State House of the Republic of Kenya, leaking. Anyway, it has been renovated. What we must make sure we do going forward is that we may not have more money to renovate any other thing, isn't it? On pending bills, I think I responded, isn't it? Yes. On Willis, Eurobond. Eurobond is a big issue. Remember when the government started taking Eurobond in 2014? Jubilee government, Jubilee 1. Go back to one side. The things I said in 2014 is what is biting us today. I talked of us borrowing expensively for budgetary support. You know, when you talk of budgetary support, it means money is coming and it is not going to specific projects. So you borrow money even to clean streets. How does it pay back? And you are borrowing expensively, commercial loan. That to me was a wrong decision taken, but it is already taken and governments are there in perpetuity. We must now make sure we contain our appetites for Eurobond. If you look at the budget figures for 25-26, external borrowing is coming down to 200 and something billion. We want to move towards eliminating commercial borrowing in this country. But let me wind up by saying this, that one of the reasons why we have had problems even with pending bills in the country is because we have been over-projecting our revenue. We have been indicating every revenue that we cannot collect. Then we start putting pressure on KRA. And you know, when you put pressure on KRA, they become physical. They become military. And people get now to even evade tax law. Because when people come to you, like military, you will start running away. You will not even stop to discuss with them. What we want is a friendly KRA, which comes to you and tells you, you know, we have assessed you and you have not paid 80,000. What could have been the problem? You tell them, I had school fees. Okay, now if you had school fees, when can you pay it? Can we agree on a payment plan? We want such kind of KRA. But this we can only achieve if we also become realistic on what targets we give KRA. Like this year, 25-26, if you saw the budget figures, we are projected to collect ordinary revenue 3 trillion and 18 billion. It is impossible. I have asked the team at the Treasury and we have done that. We have revised it downwards to 2 trillion 835. We must start from realistic revenue so that we don't spend what we don't have. Because when you put higher revenue, you start inflating expenditure. When the ministries find they've been given money to spend, they will spend it and you don't have it, pending bills. So we have reduced our revenue projection for 25-26 by 183 billion downwards. That is the starting point. So wacha nimalizia hapo. Ninataka kusema tena asanteni sana kwa kutukaribisha hapa na kutupea nafasi Bwana Spika ya kuongea na wananchi. Ninakuhakikishia siku ya leo ukiniita tena nitarudi, hata kama ni kunisomee, nitakuja mnisomee. Mniambia Mbadi ulikuja hapa ukatuahidi hii na hii, tumeona umefanya contract, lakini msinichape. Sawa sawa, tutakuja tu tuongee, na kama ni kurekebisha nitarekebisha. Otherwise, asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki. Haya, bunge la wananchi. Bunge la wananchi. In a somewhat special departure from convention, Bwana Waziri, I take this opportunity to thank you for honoring our invitation with President Gaucho
Tumefanya hiyo kazi na tumeshukuru sana kwa kukuja na kusikiza sisi. We are with you together and we are looking forward to working together.
Nyingine, si ndio? Sasa Bakari SG ameuliza what plans do we have in place to do public participation. First, wacha nianze na admission that the way we have conducted public participation before has left the bigger segment of our society because it was more formal, more academic, too professionalized. Yet tuko na watu wengi hapo chini ambao wako na maoni tofauti tofauti, lakini kupata nafasi ya kuengage na sisi imekuwa shida. Kwa hivyo in this coming budget we will try as much as possible to make sure that we engage you in a more informal manner, like we have just started here at the Jivanji Garden, so that we don't speak only to some elites somewhere. We put meeting at KICC and only elites come to give their views. We must devolve this public participation and we must also engage at informal levels. Now, opposition leader has asked me that there were austerity measures that we are putting in place and then they have seen choppers. To be honest, we have not adjusted any money. You also came with us here, Morocco, Mjak. Ebu Wakuone. You know Baba while you are away. Thank you. Asante sana. So, I think there is this question around MSMEs. And one of us talked about MSMEs and the micro and micro realities. It is true what we have been talking about is the disconnect between macro figures and micro, what really is in your pockets. And I think this is a topic I have talked about a lot, but I will not tire from repeating that there are a number of reasons why we have these challenges. I have just told you that we are going to make sure that we pay all the pending bills to the MSMEs. That is one way of giving them capacity to move on. Because they are small businesses, if they are not paying, if they are owed money, they are small businesses, they are small businesses. Niongee Kiswahili? Nasema hizi ni biashara ndogo ndogo, wasipolipa deni zao wanakuwa na shida. Kwa hivyo sisi kama serikali tutaangalia vile tunaweza lipa pesa ya MSMEs, na hiyo ndiyo sababu nimesema bills zote mpaka milioni 10 tutalipa, alafu tutaanza tena sasa kulipa hizo deni zingine. Mr. Chola has talked about waste management. That I can take up with my colleagues under the Ministry of Environment and also the county governments, because I may not address it here on the spot. Kanga, you have talked about SHA, the housing levy. Sana SHA is an insurance. An insurance does not mean that when you pay money for health that you must fall sick. I don't know who among us would want to, because you have paid your money, now you must go to hospital. Kuna watu wanataka kwenda hospitali. Mimi sitaki, hata nikilipa milioni 1, if I can stay the whole year without going to hospital, the better for me. So SHA is an insurance system. I want us to understand it. And by the way, it is not only in Kenya where universal health cover is controversial. It is everywhere. Remember Obamacare. Americans are still fighting whether it is good or bad. So telling you that people will buy SHA 100% is not practical. But what government must do and what we are doing is to deal with those challenges that SHA is confronting. But we are all in agreement. As a country, we need universal health cover. Before you ukuwe na mgonjwa karibu, siku utakuwa na mgonjwa karibu ndio utajua universal health cover is very important. Mimi, kuna watu wameniambia wale wako karibu na mimi, Juzi nilipoteza rafiki yangu sana, kijana ambaye amenisupport kutoka 2007, na siku alikufa, wale wanatoka kwangu wanajua, tulikuwa tunamuita governor. Huyu kijana nilimpeleka mpaka Tenwek, nikampeleka Kisii, Eldoret, ikashindikana. Nikaambiwa, mheshimiwa, mahali imefika, it is stage 4, you can only manage him. I took him to a private hospital nearby because I didn't want to take him home. Akuwe managed. Wakati alikufa on 16th of November, the first question I asked, how much is the bill? When I sent one of the ndugu yake kuangalia, akaniambia, mheshimiwa, hii SHA ni mzuri sana, nimelipa bili yote. So what I am saying is SHA may have challenges. It may have challenges, but let us point out those challenges to the CS, to the government, to the PS. And when you point them out, mimi kama mmoja ambaye niko kwa serikali, tutahakikisha hizo challenges zitatuliwe ili hii SHA tusiue. By the way, let me tell you, NHIF had reached a point it was not working. Nairobi Hospital, we owe them 663 million as we speak. It is not sustainable. So this system may not be perfect, but we are improving it. You just need to give us space. I wish I had time, I would have told you another story, and you'd have agreed with me that it is important. Corrupt individuals whose cases have been pushed left, right, and center. You know, that is the problem with democracy. If Kenya was dictatorship, we would order the judiciary to jail these corrupt people instantly.
Yes. Yes.
If we were probably Rwanda, for example, we just order that person ameiba pesa, weka ndani. But the problem is that we have embraced a democracy with the three arms of government. There is executive, there is parliament or legislature. We have no powers over the judiciary. What we can do is to come up with some legislation. I think there was a legislation which had recommended that corruption cases should not take more than 6 months. That we may need to revive. But the government has already brought a legislation